this week I'm going to review a newish movie. Came out about just over a week ago, Death at a Funeral. But it's not 100% new. It's well, it is, but the story's not really. It's a remake of a British film that actually came out in 2007, also by the same name, Death at a Funeral. Now this movie, it's a black comedy. It stars a lot of famous black actors, but then there's a couple of white actors too, like Luke Wilson and the guy from Superman. Then there's also Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, Tracy Morgan, Danny Glover, a lot of people in it. So what this movie's about is Chris Rock and Martin Lawrence are brothers, and their father has died. And the whole movie takes place at their father's funeral. While they're at their father's funeral, a little person, now I never know what they want to be called, little people? A little person shows up, and they don't know who he is, and they're trying to figure out. And then eventually he tells Martin Lawrence and Chris Rock that he was their father's gay lover, and he's going to show their mother pictures of them doing things unless they pay him, I believe it's $30,000. And Chris Rock and Martin Lawrence think this is pretty obscene, and they don't want to do it, and they're trying to keep him quiet, and they're trying to take care of him. So that's pretty much what the movie is about. Now this movie, it's one of those movies, unfortunately, where most of the funny parts are in the previews. Yeah, I know, those movies are kind of bad. Like, this movie was okay. I'll say it was okay, but Chris Rock was unfortunately unfunny. He had a few good parts, but nothing really that we didn't already know. The funniest parts had to do with the guy from Superman. I really should have looked up this guy's name. I always forget what it is. I don't know, maybe I'll put an annotation of the guy's name if I remember. But I'm sure most of you know who I'm talking about. The guy from Superman, the newest Superman, Superman Returns. He takes what he thinks is Valium, but it's actually a hallucinogenic, and I'm pretty sure it's acid, actually. And he takes one of those, so he spends the movie freaking out and stuff because he's nervous about meeting his girlfriend's or fiance's dad. So he just goes nuts. It's very funny. So overall, this isn't a movie to go check out in theaters. Maybe you want to check out on Blu-ray or DVD. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it on Blu-ray because there's nothing like there's no effects or anything. This is no Avatar for effects, because it is just a regular comedy. But I would definitely recommend checking this out if you happen to have the chance. If friends like, hey, I rented this movie, come over and check it out. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend spending money to see this movie. That's it for this week, and see you next time.